Alderman Tim Taylor. Alderman Lafayette Wells.
Present.
Alderman Fred Esco Jr. And I'm here. Thank God that we were able to be here, and we had a successful week and a successful weekend. So thank God for that. Protocol has been established. We do have a quorum, and we'll begin our meeting. We'll start with adopt the agenda. Is there a motion for any changes that need to be, adjustment need to be made to the agenda? Then let me know now. Let me give us a few minutes to review it, look over it, and we'll proceed.
Mayor Pro Tem,
Yes, sir.
on item number 12, authorizing accepting that check, from the U.S. Treasury, we need to decide, I think, who, okay. Okay, that's, yeah, okay. That number 12 is removed.
12 and 13.
Okay,
And 13.
okay.
Alderman Taylor.
The Honorable Alderman Tim Taylor, present, in the flesh. Sorry I'm late, but these are going to fell down.
Just that.
Just those two items.
Just remove those.
Okay, Mayor Pro Tem,
Yes, sir.
we just remove item 12 and 13 from the city.
Well, actually, just 12.
9, 13,
Just
13.
12.
Just 12.
Okay. Okay, Jay. 13 is okay.
What 13 was?
It's a inspection for Canton Park. They did $400 each.
So they can go back.
Yes, I see. So they can notate those inspections.
Are there any other adjustments that you made to the agenda? Alderman Taylor, I'm gonna give you a few seconds to look at it, review it.
Okay,
I'm on in
I'm in.
All right.
So what is this? Is this the work session or is this the?
This is
The meeting.
the regular meeting, our Tuesday meeting.
So as far as the statute goes, with the work session, what are we saying? Or how are we in
We're
compliance?
required by law to have a meeting on the first and third Tuesday of each month.
What about the work session?
The work session is not a statute,
Okay,
so we do that for our purposes, so that we can be familiar with, and go over it prior to the meetings, but it's not a statute for that.
just so it's clear among the constituents of the city of Canton. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. If there's no other adjustments, I would need a motion to accept the agenda with the changes, with item 12 removed.
Mayor Pro Tem, I motion that we accept the agenda, as read and written with the removal of item number 12 from this agenda.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Alderman Wells, seconded by Alderman Brown, that we adopt the agenda with the removal of item number 12. Is there any further discussion? If not, all in favor of the motion?
Wells, aye.
Tim Taylor.
The motion passes and it's unanimous. Next item is we have a presenter, Ms. Davis, Swan Davis. And here's somebody, oh, you see it? Ms. Davis.
Well, I was actually presenting, at the request of Alderman Gilby, she's going to present the process for approving and denying privilege license.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Oh, okay. How y'all doing?
Fine.
Yes,
I think the question was asked, how do we approve, how do you go about approving someone to get a privilege license? The
Yes,
first,
can I speak? I actually had some questions that I wanted to ask about privilege license.
okay, that's,
The first one was, is there a process for getting or renewing license? What normally takes place if somebody has a privilege license and they have not been, updated?
Process for a renewal, you say?
And you,
What's the process for renewing a privilege license, or, because there's several things, and I said what, and then, Ms. Davis can respond to this, or if somebody else needs to. Is there a way we're tracking who has privilege license and when they're due for renewal?
so yes, the privilege licenses are a year, they're, for 1 year. And so we send out renewal forms for billing and also for when your year is expired. And also we send a past due the next month if you have not renewed.
Okay, so it's generated throughout the system.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so that people are getting a reminder, to say that your privilege license are gonna expire on so and so day, you know.
That's correct. Yes, ma'am. And
Okay.
also in that as well, it tells them, also when I send out the billing, there's also a statement of letting them know if they're not updating, their license due time, like it's a 1%, late fee out the year, each day that you're continue to be late.
Okay, how much is that fee?
It's like 1%, 1% of like the total. So it just varies to businesses because everybody's business is different according to, what's on your application and everything. So you may have somebody that, bill that's 18, that they pay 1840 for a license because their company is bigger. And then you might have a store that only have maybe just 10 employees, and theirs might be maybe $100.
Okay. So in the past, have we, if somebody is late or has pretty likely not up to date, have we been collecting money from those people?
Yes, ma'am, and once I come across, like I said, the system automatically generates it. If I come across someone who's trying to, mail in a payment, I contact them, I'll give them a call first to let them know if they're 2 and 3 years behind, they have not been renewed. And, I send out those invoices as well so that they can get covered.
Okay. Do you have any idea how much money we collected from people who have been non-compliant with getting those, privilege license renewed?
I think it's just gonna give, in the systems, it's just gonna give you a total as far as collecting. It's not gonna give, it doesn't give you the breakdown exactly of what was collected as far as that past due amount. It's just gonna come in, what's current.
Okay. One other thing, and this may or may not be, it may be, your selective business on the part.
Okay.
But if someone is operating without a privilege license or a, permit, if they're privileged, say if we had a visit, we went somewhere and visited, say my sister was or whatever.
Okay.
And her privilege license was up to date. And she was doing work inside her building
Right.
and didn't have a permit for the work. What normally happens with that?
Building department goes out to, sometimes it's Joe, it's Tukowski, and the building and zoning department, they're supposed to go out and check and verify each privilege license and make sure that businesses are running with the license. If they're not running, give them a chance to come update it. And also they have a right to, close them if they're not gonna come up to update.
Okay, so if they're not in compliance with the privilege license or the permit, then they can actually proceed until they get over the process up to that.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
okay, there's of course, Alderman, Taylor has.
Yeah, and thank you, Ms. Davis. And this is truly a teaching moment at this particular point. We do know that Ms. Davis is, and I hate to say senior clerk over there, but she does have tenure. And the one thing about this city, what the direction we need to be going in, is knowing that all knowledge should be shared. Knowledge is no good if you don't share it. With what she's just exposed us to, I think we should consider getting this information out to other people in the city so they'll have the same knowledge as we go forward. With her senior status, or tenure at this particular point, I don't know what we're going to do with the organizational chart. Are we going to make office managers, things of that nature? But we need to be in a position to teach and develop at every corner that we can. One person possessing all the knowledge is no good, but when it's shared, it becomes a dynamic situation for us. So I hope at this particular point we took this as a teaching moment to provide some leadership going forward in the future. That's just a suggestion from this particular alderman.
Okay, Alderman Wells.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Clerk Davis. Also, when talking about privilege license, it would be helpful if we had a monthly report for privilege license and make sure everybody's up to date so the board can see it.
Oh, I can do that.
Okay. Yeah, just a monthly update.
Okay.
Are there any other questions for Ms. Davis?
And one more thing, I know you don't give us a lot,
We'll explain. You did a good job.
but I just want to say thank you for what you do, what you've done, and going forward with what you will do. Thank you so very much.
All right, thank you, Ms. Davis, for that presentation.
Yeah.
Mayor, as far as the presentations go, I know I'm not on the agenda, but I do have a presentation that I so desperately need to make.
Okay, all right, if the board is willing to pause for a minute so that y'all take it to the next presentation.
No, it's for the mayor. Truly, so he can't.
You have to just wait till you hear.
That's right, that's right.
Okay.
All right, well, we're not going to hear for that.
Nah, I'm just kidding. You need it.
Okay.
All right, go ahead, Paul.
Yeah, I just wanted to let the board and the constituents in the city know that on last Sunday, the Canton Gospel Music Association held their 20th year anniversary celebration. And of course, on that program were three of our own. One was former Mayor Arnell Bolden. He gave a speech via satellite, and of course, our own Alderman Fred Esco. He gave his satellite speech also, and I have to say they were wonderful speeches. Now, the mayor also received an award. He was not there to receive it, so yours truly received this award. You all give me a hand. So it's an appreciation to the mayor, and I did speak in his place, but I promoted the city of Canton, where we are, where we're trying to go. And they were all positive things on his behalf. And I did say, on behalf of the mayor and the board of aldermen, also known as the government authority, I, Tennessee Taylor, to accept this award. So with that, will you all see the mayor congratulating? Job well done. Thank you all so very much. All right. But don't forget who made the presentation.
All right, there. And now we're going to move on. We have the claims document, approval of the claim document. Is there a motion?
I think we got
Let's take a moment to look at it. We will. Thank you. Okay. Have I had a chance to review?
Okay, Mayor Pro Tem, I'd like to make the motion that we approve the claims docket as documented.
Motion by Alderman Taylor, seconded by
I don't know where's with unreadiness.
Alderman Wills with unreadiness. State your unreadiness, Alderman.
I was looking, but I don't see, Octagon on here this time.
Oh, they don't submit it on
So you one of those late birds, huh?
Mm.
yeah, they don't submit it out on.
Okay, alright.
Well, that's a good practice.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, you don't have nothing in hand.
Okay.
There's no proof. Did our fuel usage go up overall?
It's actually down.
It's down, okay.
I think last month was like 26,000, it's down.
Okay.
Is there any further amendments?
You know, I think that resolved everything. I'm here, okay.
Thank you. And all in favor of the motion?
Tim Taylor, aye.
Well, Brown,
Clear nay.
The motion,
Nay.
the motion passes.
And y'all, I'm sitting right outside, I'm staring at y'all through the window.
he been being.
The motion passes and it's 4-2. Okay, 4 supported and 2 opposed it, but the motion passes. Next we have, Planning Commission authorized, I'm gonna allow, our city clerk to go ahead and read it.
It says authorize and approve the planning commission's August 22nd, 2024 recommendation to approve rezoning Tom Miller's property located in the vicinity of Parkview Drive. There's a letter in your folders from the zoning, building and zoning department about the meeting and the vote of the planning commission.
Ms. Mack, you wanna come up and talk to the board on that?
First thing, how's everyone doing?
Fine.
I appreciate y'all still allowing me to show up for work. Okay.
What you do for not to come?
Huh?
What did you do for us not to allow you?
I probably made some of your constituents very upset,
Okay.
but part of it. Now, Mr. Miller has been fighting this, or trying to get this rezoned probably since February of this year.
Niggas in long with that.
Yeah, it's been going on for a long time.
Yeah.
But he has jumped every hurdle that's been put in front of him. He's went forward, commission after commission, and finally made it to planning, and planning approved it for recommending for approval, and that's what y'all was final vote.
Anybody have a question?
Now, this is for that home, that division, subdivision out near King Ranch Road?
Yes, Parkview turns west.
That explained it.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Come up here, come
I'm sorry, let's hear the mayor pro tem. I'm acting like I'm the mayor.
You gotta wait your turn.
I do it. I was just not patient there. How you doing?
Like y'all let me come by today, we had, this property, just as a quick background, I've owned this, all of this for a long time, been developing down there for a few years. We've got put nice housing and so forth there. This will finish up that part of the planned unit development, which I have down there, that, we would already have had all of this done, except for the fact that this was in the county ever since I first bought it back in 2005, I think it was. And then, Canton annexed this. When the conversation began about annexation, the county told us that our hands are tied, we can't do anything else. I said, well, you can't just go on and rezone this. We originally did this zoning, I did, back years ago, because I was thinking that there would be some small complementary businesses that would suit a neighborhood, such as a small doctor's clinic, a few things like that. There is such a huge need for good housing here in Canton that we got completely off of that. What this land needs to be is more the same, which is nice, good housing. The people, it's a huge demand for it. So, we've already got it rezoned, except the fact the county said that we gotta wait, can't do it. City, it took 4 years for the city to annex and brought in, so we've been waiting. Anyway, when it came in, the procedures, we've been through all of them. you go back through. But this, all this will do is, simply take this back part, which I think is some of the prettiest part of the land. It will bring that back into the planned unit development. The planned unit development is a really good way to develop land. What it does is, it does not restrict you as to specific lot sizes, but it does say that you have to have a certain percentage of your overall development to be green space, which is a great idea. What that does is that takes away that feeling of too much density. So I don't know the exact percentage, but let's just say, I can't remember, let's say it's 22% green space. We're at 45%. When I show you this card, you're gonna love it. Okay. It's really nice. No reason not to go ahead with this, but it's just procedurally, what I would ask that we be able to do here is go ahead and approve this rezoning. That's out of the way. We will then go back to the planning commission, the next planning commission meeting, and submit all of our drawings. The engineer is working on those right now, and he's real close to having them finished. Let's say that the planning commission approves the drawings for the subdivision, then I'll come back and see y'all at this same time meeting next month, and with all the plans and everything. But believe me, you're gonna like it. And if we can just get past this little hurdle right here, somebody was saying the other day, we're gonna be too old to develop it. Y'all let's get started. Okay. So that's my request.
All right, all in favor?
Yeah, and thank you for coming, Mr. Miller.
Thank you.
We've had conversations a lot, quite a bit.
Thank you.
As far as the cosmetic outlook of this particular housing division, will there be sidewalks in the neighborhood?
There will definitely be sidewalks. In fact, we are some of the first people who, when I did those original houses over there,
yeah,
we put sidewalks in, and it wasn't even a requirement back then. But there will be sidewalks at every house, and it will be ringed with sidewalks.
Okay, great.
So we're going to have individual street lighting, which will be nice, and all of the houses will be rigged. We will allow, in our restrictive covenants, we will allow some maybe wood or vinyl, just maybe it's just an accent part, but the houses are going to be brick. They're going to be double garages. They're going to have garage doors on them. We will make sure that everything is up to code, and we know how to do it, and we will do it.
Okay, all right. All right, Alderman Brown?
That was Wills.
Oh, Will, sorry.
Yes, sir. Mr. Miller, what type of, all of them single family homes?
Yes, sir.
What kind of price range are we talking about?
We're
Square feet and price range?
The minimum square footage on this will be 1350, but we have no maximum on it.
Okay.
And we are shooting for in the 200s for price range, and but there will certainly be, we do believe that there will be some larger houses in there, but we're in the price range of 2 to 3. That's a good price range. And this is conventional housing now. This is not subsidized.
No.
This is conventional homes. We are hoping, as in the construction business, we are hoping that if this current path that we are on happens, there's conversation about having a $25,000 allocation being able to make to first-time home buyers and to other people as to help with down payment.
Yeah.
And I personally hope that works out.
That is in this administration, predicted administration.
Yes.
Yeah.
Current.
Okay.
Predicted.
Yeah.
Next time.
Okay.
Lot sizes, approximately, which the lot sizes would be? You said that vary from what to what?
13.
Yes, lot size is 60 to 145, and we've got nice deep depth on this. It gives nice backyards. We always give a specified front yard, backyard, side yard.
Okay.
It just gives things, but these will be, they're nice lots and they're deep.
Okay, side to side, you do.
Side to side, we always say 7.5 feet, and that's what everything, anywhere you go, has, which gets you 15 feet from your neighbor. And in many cases, it'll be more than that.
Okay. All right. Any more questions?
Next year, we have enough for the first one. Alderman Brown.
Thank you, Mr. President.
I did hear you saying, with these sidewalks, will it be curb and gutter where?
Yes, curb and gutter, and, the sidewalk will be right behind the curb and gutter.
Gotcha, so everything will be underground for drainage?
Everything is underground drainage, you won't see any open ditches.
Okay.
And,
Because I know, I think our ordinance, when new development calls.
it does. It does, in fact, all this is covered in the ordinance. In fact, the new ordinance says you will put a sidewalk.
Yes, yes.
Right.
So that's right.
Okay, good.
Any other further questions, Alderman Brown?
No, sir.
Alderman Taylor?
Yeah, Alderman Brown just made me aware, since I got all the nerve to talk, that he put that covenant in. But, yeah, so, yeah, right, think about that.
I had to miss the time.
It took you a while to work that around.
Or let me tell you, that's what I said.
That was a good move.
When Mr. Miller gives me the site plan, the development, and they go before zoning and planning, whatnot, I'm going to include a copy of the site plans in each one of y'all's package, so y'all will have ample time to review it before you ever have to.
And I will be available, I would love to be able to, in the process, talk to y'all individually together during, prior to the meetings, whatever. But we're proud of what we're gonna have drawn and do.
And, Mayor Pro Tem, one more thing, as this process goes on, we would love for you to come back and give us updates.
Thank you.
Just to give the updates, and this is another teaching moment from the Board of Aldermen to the constituents of the city of Canton. New things are coming, watch those interest rates, that makes the biggest difference.
It does,
Okay.
Looks like they're starting to come back.
They are, they're creeping down, but that's good.
All right.
I think it's down to 2% again.
And
Y'all got anything?
Thank you, Mr. Miller.
Nothing else right now.
Right there?
You're right now. Nothing else right at the moment.
Yeah, you can't go home.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, thank you all. Is there a motion?
Now I'd like to make a motion that we approve, Mr. Miller's, journey over to, the next development, the next phase of this development.
There's been a motion by Alderman Taylor that, set the recommendation of the planning commission. I'm restating for you.
Trying to put some dynamics into it, man. They say we boring up there.
We accept the recommendation of the planning commission and allow this process to move to the next phase. Is there a second?
P second.
Yeah, a second.
Whatever. I didn't say it.
He said he gonna say, I gotta make sure you gonna vote for me.
Yeah. I'm for it.
Okay, second, but Alderman Ken.
You know, you don't like me
All in favor of the motion?
You gotta-
I just want to make.
Okay,
I just want to address.
what more, they're not ready, just go
I
ahead.
just want to say that subject to a zoning, we don't have an ordinance in here, I didn't see an ordinance in the past, so just subject to the ordinance coming correct.
Okay, can we, modify it, just say subject, Alderman Taylor, you make the motion, subject to
The rezoning ordinance.
Yes,
zoning ordinance.
I would agree with that.
And Alderman Ken, you do agree?
I say yes, I say.
All right, all right.
That's it, Mayor.
Okay, all in favor of the motion?
Brown eye.
Tim Bell,
Ken,
Well done.
Blunt?
He said
He's
Okay.
I say that.
Alderman Gilbert.
Alderman Gilbert? Okay, the motion passes and it's unanimous.
And Mayor Pro Tem, let's make sure we put in a pinpoint by this particular item that this is no way, that we're trying to, go around the issue. This is something that we're looking forward to, we want in this particular city. Because a lot of times when we, supplement things, people think that we don't want it, and that is not the case in this particular situation. All right,
Right.
Gotta tell you guys.
there you go.
Okay, Dr. Anderson, go ahead and read the, 8 and
Number 8, consideration of ratification and approval of R&C Services Construction Contract for Canton Drainage Improvement Phase A pursuant to Wagner Engineering's recommendation at the July 16, 2024 regular meeting. See attachment. And then number 9, set approval of streets and street statements to be included in the commodity bid as a part of the technical support service in Wagner Engineering task
Right there, right there, right.
That's what you got.
All right, so, we'll do number 8, and then we can skip number 9 and come back.
Mayor Pro Tem,
Yes, sir.
in this assessment, are we gonna reach out to the board of supervisors for a in-kind, any type of in-kind assistance in this matter? Keep in mind, about 3 years ago, there was $6 million on the table, and, that particular amount of money was pulled back due to us over here arguing about who's gonna be mayor in the Alderman. So is it something that we should revisit? Because we know that they've done a $92 million bond issue. We were not included in that. The 10-year plan that they've set forward, City of Canton is not included in that. So at some point, there should be some inclusiveness for this particular city. Is this something that we can look at approaching and, you know, in their meeting next Tuesday to get the in-kind, request in-kind assistance for this particular project?
Okay.
Can I add to that? And I think for us as a body, we haven't spoken to them about our wishes and our desires. I think we should do more of that to let them know what we're looking for and what we're expecting, because I don't think we have done that in the past. We're taking them with, taking ideas to them and things we want them, you know, to work on for. So I think there may be a little lax on our part of not getting involved and being on the back end getting left out.
Yeah.
So
I agree with you.
And you all are both right, we need a ready-made plan.
Yeah.
Every year.
Yeah.
Not just, you know, you said last year we had requested, but we were,
It's been 3 years
ago.
It's been
2 or 3 years
Yeah,
ago.
yeah.
But we should have a plan every year. We should have a ready-made plan every year and submit it to them, and then go back and follow up to ensure that it goes through. So that it won't be said that, you know, we are having in-house fights or whatever. We know that we're, instead of reactive, we be proactive.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's exactly what I'm trying to call.
And Mayor, with all due respect, politics is about disagreeing and then getting to an agreement. So I didn't understand why that was pointed out about this particular city, because in every election, and even with the Board of Supervisors election, if there's a profound opponent against a incumbent, then, you know, there are disagreements. And we look at the loss of Carl Banks. There was a lot of stuff going and flying around. So to make those types of accusations for the city, I just don't agree with them. I don't speak for the board, I only speak for Tim Taylor.
Thank you, Mr. All right, are there any, motion on item 8?
Attorney Banks, can I ask Attorney a question?
Yes.
As you look at all of this, these
I
ratifications,
did, and I changed my certificate the same way I did on the last one, and I talked to the clerk and he said he's okay with that. So it's just a ratification and approval, just like we kind of doing with the zoning issue.
Okay.
Just bring it back for ratification, because it was approved in 2016, but we just got to get the final documents.
okay,
So,
all right. Mayor Pro Tem, I motion that we, accept, item number 8 is read to written.
And I second the motion.
Motion by Alderman Wells, second by Alderman Taylor, that we ratify item 8. Are there any further discussion? Ratify and approve item 8. All in favor of the motion, by sign? Aye.
Well,
Tim Taylor, aye.
The motion passes and it's unanimous. Item 9, we're gonna, I need a motion to, we'll pass item 9 and come back. That's all right. Okay, item 10, Dr. Canton.
Item 10 says amend personnel action form for the city of Canton to include the new city clerk, Dr. Anderson, in the human resource. Number 11 says authorization to accept the recommendation letter of Wagner Engineering to award construction bid to TM Production LLC regarding the Soldier Common Road Improvement Project.
Now, what does number 9 mean?
It's a form.
Are you have the form?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a form, y'all don't have to
Can.
approve that if you want, if you don't want to, this is a form I found while there's some old documents. We approved it December 4th, 2018. Can you hear me, Alderman Gilby?
I can be better now.
Okay, we approved the form December 4th, 2018. And it was a personnel action form. It's really kind of basic and simple. I think Mr. Carroll did it. I see a typo in here where it says Vicksburg. Mr. Carroll. Something Mr. Carroll bought for it. And, but we had Val Smith's name on it, and I have the old one. I don't know if we have been using it too much, but I just thought I'd revive it in case we have it, because this is a good personnel action form. This is, we have a new human resources and a new city clerk. I just want to amend it and change the names on it, but I found it on looking for some old files.
Okay.
But it was done first December 4th, 2018, that's when John Carroll was there, and they were going through the swap and the change, between city clerks of Valerie Smith and, Mr. Carroll.
Okay. Mayor,
All in favor?
I think I missed it. What is this supposed to do?
It doesn't do anything, it's like a personal action form, so it's a document of what happened, it's submitted to the human resources, to the clerk, that's all. Just a document what happened, okay, this person's salary was changed, from how much, on what date, this person was promoted, their salary changed on this date, their, job description changed on this date, or they were, like, we had a change in the city clerk's office from court services, stuff like that. It's just an internal form, basically. To keep track of what goes on.
Okay, so a form like this, in the event that we have something that goes sour, will this hold up in court? That's my question.
Well, I mean, you would have your minutes too. You have your minutes as well, and then you have this form. This form is really internal. It's not anything that would be approved by the board every time you do something.
Okay.
Your minutes would speak. And this would be like an internal form that the clerk and the mayor and everybody would pass around. Like, you could have them done at the meeting, you know, those personnel actions already, have those ready for the board meeting, the personnel action form. But it's nothing that would be in the minutes, 'cause I wouldn't put the, what's just employee number and have their date of birth or their, social security number, so.
Keep tracking.
But it's just keep track of what goes on internally, the personnel.
I got you, okay.
That's that form.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right, thank you, Alderman Wells. Alderman Taylor. Is there any further discussion?
And if y'all need some more time to know, you can, because I know I forgot to send it out. I mentioned it yesterday, but I forgot to send it out until this afternoon.
Yeah, I'd like to hold off on this to get further explanation, because if I vote today, I'm gonna vote nay. So, yeah, I just, just to, with all the things that are happening in employment, and especially with employment law, I just wanna be on the side of right with whatever we pursue. I know that it's, our minutes are gonna speak, but anytime you have an attachment of some type, it's looked at also. And I just like to get familiar and, based on who else is doing something similar to this and what's been the outcome as we go forward.
Mayor Burkett?
Yes, sir.
Just one other thing most businesses and companies are using personnel action, request transfers. Years ago, we just had, when I was hired years ago, that was part of your package. When they hired you, they had all that information, filled out, and then when whether you got raises or whatever, it was always documented. And that's, so just another form of documentation, but like you said, you wanna, make sure you.
And I agree with you wholeheartedly, but you and I have been here 6 years and we've never used anything.
Right, yeah.
Nation, and until all of a sudden, let it fall off the Apple truck and we're utilizing it, that doesn't say much for us.
Right.
So without further looking into, what this will give us as far as an outcome, I just rather hold on. But again, if I vote now, I'm gonna vote no.
That's
Yeah,
right, yeah.
Okay.
You know,
Is that,
Okay.
which is a? Sure.
yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Okay.
All right, we can move right on then.
So any vote on number, 11?
Yes, number 11. Is there a motion on 11? Okay.
I wanted to ask,
We're going to ask Wagner.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Good evening.
So the way I worded it to put it on the agenda, doesn't necessarily do this, but all we would need from the board is to clarify whether they want to go with the base bid, alternate A, or alternate B, or all three. or I guess you have to go to base bid first, but, so if you recall, this is Soldiers Colony Road improvements. The base bid includes a lot of roadside ditch stabilization, repair of the box culvert, and then some underground piping that goes up under that road, concrete piping. And then the base bid also includes about 400 feet of mill and overlay, that asphalt. Alternate A is an additional asphalt mill and overlay for, like I said, an additional 100 feet. That goes the full width of the ditch stabilization. So one along the entire project. Alternate B is between Old Jackson Road and where the ditch stabilization is going to be taking place. So an additional 900 feet of asphalt overlay. So TM Productions was the lowest bidder here. Base bid was $164,920. Alternate A is $115,000, and then alternate B is $46,000. TM Productions is based out of Starkville, Mississippi. We did some research behind them. We've never used them before on a project. They've never been one of our contractors. And so we did some research behind them just to, feel comfortable in making that recommendation to you all. Their registered agent is actually based out of Madison, although the company is in Starkville. They have 15 active projects with one currently bidding. Their total project value is around $7 million. Some of the projects that are active that they have are in Meridian, Tupelo, and Jumpertown. Main Street improvements, sidewalk improvements. So we believe they would be a good company to use, and they're significantly lower than the next bidder. So, what was that number again?
Yeah,
I had my hand up and everybody else asked.
I just want for the base bid or the alternate? Just
All of them.
Yeah, but I think he answered the question I was gonna ask, what qualified them, and you did say.
That's right.
Yeah, okay.
So the base bid is $164,920. Alternate A is $115,000, and then alternate B is $46,000. So all of that together is, I believe, what we recommended to you all as the total of $325,000. But we just need direction from you on what you would like to award. Okay.
Go ahead and give me everything.
Alderman Blunt, you there?
Oh, they just walk in the door.
Just answer thanks.
I didn't say nothing bad, I said you give everything.
Must have said again.
Who's on you twisting?
Talks about agree
All right.
so you stop.
Yes.
Any questions, from the spot?
Just one
All right,
base bid, alternate A, and
alternate A, B, and,
alternate B.
alternate.
Yeah, three on the basis.
The year we agreed on the base bid was $164,940. And that would cover, you said, how many feet?
Roadside ditches, the box culvert, underground piping, and about 400 feet of asphalt overlay.
Right. Did they cover that first, one of those driveways
Yes.
we've had trouble with,
Yeah.
and a constituent, yes.
That
Yeah,
driveway
so
repair.
it will cover that.
Yes.
It will come out with problem areas.
That's right.
Right, okay.
So what's the timeline?
Yeah, that's the next question.
Let's see, we gave them. Let me get back and find it. While I'm finding this, just, off topic, just to inform you all, we had the pre-construction meeting for the Parker Street, Barfield Street improvements intersection.
Actually,
And, so that project is 90 days. The notice to proceed is September 23rd. So 90 days would be about December 15th would be the
Okay.
completion date. So we'll allow it before the end of the year.
And I mean, I know it's not my ward, but I do represent the city, 170. And, how often will we get updates?
In terms of construction,
Yes.
so I can provide that to you all at each meeting.
Can you bring a representative from the particular company that will be doing the work,
I can ask them to.
please?
Okay. He came here, this is where the pre-bid meeting was located.
Yeah.
We had the pre-construction meeting in our Wagner office. But it's the same guy both times, he's the project manager.
And I may refer to Alderman Blunt here. You okay with that? I know I asked the question.
I did.
You good? Okay. I don't spend them taking over.
Yeah, sorry I wasn't able to make that meeting, but I appreciate you for updating me and keeping me in the loop on it.
Yeah, absolutely. It went smooth. It was a short meeting. We provided him with a roll call and an agenda, basically, that we went over, just telling him to lead the area better than he found it, take care of environmental, contractors responsible for any bathrooms, environmental control, traffic control. Also, there's 2 homeowners that are gonna be, have restricted access to their driveways during the time period of construction. It'll only be about, I believe he said 2 or 3 weeks, that they may have restricted access to their driveway. But it's left up to the contractor to communicate that, to the homeowner and for them to come to an agreement as to how they want to approach it.
You say start date September 23rd.
Start September 23rd.
That's the TF or,
That's for.
Park. Park.
That's right. I got it, so.
He gets through.
Yeah. I've been through it.
Yeah, he seen it. On the opinion truck to get through.
we have the contract package for TF too, like the construction contract, we have that for TF.
Once you make this award, then we'll send the contract agreements to them.
Okay, and they'll send something back.
That's right. And we'll send it to you, and we'll be sure to make that provision before we send it to you this time.
Which one, which provision?
The certification of efficiency.
Oh,
Sufficiency.
no, I can just send you mine, you can stick it in there.
Okay.
When I emailed it to you already,
That's right.
so you can put it in there.
Okay.
So we gonna go with the base bid on your blood? Yes. Okay, we got a motion. So you gonna make a motion for the base bid?
Right.
Is that your motion?
Yes, motion to the, base bid one, yeah.
Okay. Motion by.
Second.
One section by Alderman Brown that we, approve the base bid for the repair and construction of Social College Road improvement project. Are there any questions? Further questions? If not, I need, all in favor of the motion, by the sign?
Wells,
Brown eyes.
Tim Taylor.
Motion passes and it's unanimous.
Like, that's the first time we got Blood and Brown on the motion.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
B and B.
Yeah.
I noticed that, yeah.
Okay, Dr. Anderson.
Number 13, authorize and approve the accepting check from Ranch at Carson Springs LLC in the amount of $400. That check is for, 4 inspections that were done in Canton Park that were $100 each.
And Clark.
Home inspections.
Oh,
Oh,
Any person, I'll.
I'll make a motion, and we can second, it will be in order. Somebody second.
Oh, yeah, we need a motion and a second.
I'll second.
Okay.
Which one,
Motion by
Ray?
Alderman Brown, seconded by Alderman Taylor, that we, accept the check for $100.
With an unread.
From Ranch and Carson Spring, the third LLC, with an unread by Alderman Taylor State Unread.
The inspection process. I've never heard of it. Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Mayor.
Good thing you stuck around, didn't I know you ready to go.
It's a long day, I promise. The inspection process of what's going on with that, and it may not have been enforced, been done in the past, and it is in the UDC that it should be. Anytime a tenant moves out of a house or an apartment, before it can be reassigned to another tenant, we have to come in and look at the property and make sure its living conditions are up to standard.
So we don't get in a situation like we had, I think, Canton.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad y'all are doing it.
What we do, and I'll tell people, the simplest way you gonna know you're gonna pass, would you live there?
So we're being consistent with all apartment complexes?
It's just something that we started making.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It hadn't been done in the past.
That's what I thought, yeah, because,
Some of them didn't know that, and that's what some of the inspectors been going around each apartment, and people that rent houses,
now who are these inspectors is what I'm asking?
Tony, Rodney,
I thought it was a different name too. I thought it was,
somebody, right, cars and
yeah,
now that's the home, that's the actual home.
The
Okay,
check came
Right,
from
the
the zoo.
corporation.
Okay, so he paying. They paying. They paying the homeowners and the owners of the apartment companies. Okay.
so, yeah, so we would help, Mr. Pig, you know, prerequisite as to what you all are looking for, so we'll be familiar with it, because we're the people being stopped on the street and asking why. We're dumbfounded when we don't know, nor that we know.
We always give the owners.
Okay, let me restate it.
Okay.
It would help with documentation to the board, so we won't be so dumbfounded when we're stopped in the streets asking about these particular things, because I think the former manager over there said something about it, but I know we didn't do it. But all of a sudden, I'm hearing that we are doing it. And I know with all of the apartments that are being vacated in the city of Canton, are we doing the same? Are we staying consistent with all those apartments?
Yes,
We are, okay.
We're trying to make sure that the property owners understand.
Now, I heard you say you're trying to. Are we staying consistent?
We
with-
are, I'm not gonna be tested and tell you that we're 100% on everything we do.
Okay,
But I ain't gonna give it, everyone in my office is giving it all they can to do.
okay,
And just like you said, teaching, and now letting these people know what we're looking for.
okay.
And the main thing is,
Informing the public.
these,
Right, that's what I'm saying,
yeah,
yeah.
and that's what we're trying to do, to get these, the tenants is one thing.
Okay,
But they're not the ones who need to be doing it, it's the owners of the apartment.
Yeah.
And if it's not livable, if it's not something I would live in, I have to tell you, Mr. Mayor, right now, I will not sign off on it.
okay,
And that's the easiest way to give the, what we're looking for. Cleanliness, upkeep, pest control, irrigation, plumbing, has been a big issue, stuff like that. And out-of-date, appliances, inactive appliances.
And what about the streets? Like, the streets over there?
Yeah.
Kind of part like they bad.
And they are, but the streets belong to us.
Yeah, they do.
Yes.
Yeah.
If they sign them over to us, then it's gonna be on us.
because it was a private property.
Well,
Yeah, one
yeah.
time.
But yeah, once they get to their max capacity,
Yeah.
and typically, they sign them over to the city to upkeep, but that's how it goes though. Cause I'm waiting on Northgate doing the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
So right now, I can't do anything in Northgate, people
Right.
want me to, but I can't at this time because it's not signed over to the city for it to be managed by us, but once it does, then I'll be responsible for what goes on. Okay. Yes.
So how does this accommodate other entities in the city, these slum houses that are being vacated but yet re-rented? How does that
When
work?
they cut the power off,
Mhm.
when that tenant leaves, CMU will not cut the power back on that house without us giving them clearance.
Okay, hypothetically, the lights don't get turned off, then what?
We'll never know.
That's how,
Mm.
that's how they've been getting around a lot of the
Yeah.
issues.
Mhm.
Because people normally keep the lights on and let people come in.
I mean, yeah.
Right, and that's what we're trying to get away from.
Yeah, it's gonna be a break.
The landlord does not need to have the utilities in their name.
That's what they do.
And that way it will give us a trigger sign
To go out there.
to go out there and look at these places. Because some of them are terrible.
Okay. I called you 3 times last week. My apologies. I got your name in, Investigator Goodman's name. So I've been calling him instead of you.
Well, I thought you was mad at me.
Yeah, I was mad at you after you never called me back, but I see why you didn't call me back. But,
You ain't called in 3 weeks and
yeah, because I've been calling Investigator Goodman, yeah. So we got that cleared up today. I have a question.
Yes.
A vacant house that's getting visitors at night, in and out, is there anything that we can do?
The only thing we can do is ask the police or ask the homeowner, find out who they are and trespass.
Okay.
And Chief Brown would have to explain how that actually works better than I do.
Okay.
And that's, from my knowledge, that's the only thing that we work with. So,
Okay. All right.
Any further questions?
That's it, thanks.
Okay.
I go home then?
I think,
Yeah, go
Hold on, man.
Just in case, we got
Are
some,
these restrictions happening in Canton Department as well?
say that one more time, Alderwoman Gibson.
Kindergarten departments. Are they inspected at kindergarten?
Yes,
departments?
we have got, an agreement with the owners of the Canton Department. I forgot if they was in Ohio or where they're at. But we have been inspecting and closing of several of them apartments because of the living conditions.
Okay.
And they have got licensed plumbers and electricians out there that is working on the sewer and electrical. They bought 50 new windows, and they showed us the receipts 6 weeks ago. They have 6 windows still left in the apartments, unbroken. They put 22 doors on, front doors on secure doors. They're missing 8 of those now. I mean, yes, we can hold the owners and stuff accountable, but it's hard to hold guests or tenants accountable for self-destruction. And it's hard to penalize the actual owner for what their tenants are doing, or their tenants' guests are doing, is a big thing that we're getting out there.
Has any advice gone out to them that they may need to hire some security?
My suggestion was to get with Sheriff's Department, Police Department, offer on-site security. I know the Sheriff's Department allows their deputies to work security and use county property. A black and white sitting in the parking lot, 24 hours a day, or if nothing else, from 6 to 1, prime time. Maybe it would deter some. The big thing I suggested, and I haven't been able to find where I can make them do it yet, is put up more security things. Okay.
Well, I know Chief Brown.
Sounds
You
good.
done got promoted. I get demoted, you get promoted.
Sounds pretty good.
I know Chief Brown has talked about a similar situation down in Harrisburg, Mississippi, where these apartment complexes should be deemed as businesses, doing business as, and therefore they should have cameras in the proximity. I don't know where we are with that, but that is something that we need to really be pushing, because as we see, the climate of crime is going up. And just having bodies all the time don't always help. But if you got 3rd, 4th, and 5th eyes, that can really do the trick. The whole country has 3rd and 4th eyes on everything that's going on now.
Right.
So I think, I don't know if they need to come here and we discuss it, or you discuss it with them. But with any discussion, I think Chief Brown needs to be in the mix of it, so we'll know that they're gonna get on board. And this further protects their residents over there and their property. It just should be something that should be pushed.
This has been brought to our attention, the Canton Garden Department, for approximately 3 weeks. And my apologies to Ms. Banks, I haven't got with her, because that's what my intent is, to bring a resolution to y'all.
Okay.
For y'all to vote from this day forward. If you rent property in the city of Canton, you're an active businessman, you need privilege license, and so on, and that will include the camera ordinance, if that is a active business.
Let's do it.
We gotta have
Can
something.
you include me in that too?
I'm sorry, that's what I was looking back at, see, I know I had Chief Brown on my mind, because I talk to him all the time about the things in the city.
Right.
And that resonated because he pointed out Hattiesburg, Mississippi.
Yeah.
And we know how Hattiesburg is growing, and plus they have a college campus down there. We don't, but yet we should still have the same things as these competing cities bringing in. And if they are a complex receiving money, they're doing business.
Yeah.
And as we go forward, whatever conversations come up about this, please include Chief Brown and Attorney Kim Banks. Okay.
That's what I was talking about, Mr. Banks. I was going to get with you this past week or so, and is that you and Sammy do that.
I talked to Chief briefly about this for the Hattiesburg issue. I can't find what they did. I think I talked about the last meeting too, about the legal ramifications of it. I'm trying to find what Hattiesburg did exactly.
If I'm not mistaken, Oxford has done it.
I haven't looked at Oxford yet.
And Horn Lake, I believe, is done it. I know there's 2 or 3, or there's more than that, cities around the state that is treating apartment complexes as a business and as they should, in my opinion.
And since Chief, is he in the audience? No.
Yeah.
Chief, can you come up and just expound on what we discussed thus far? I know I'm putting you on the spot, but you know, you're a Boy Scout.
I'm saying I wasn't standing.
I know. Oh, I apologize, all the way.
I just need to say one thing, then you continue. Mr. P, I'm gonna ask that you would keep me in the loop of what's going on with those departments. We've been getting complaints about the living conditions over there for the last 2 years. And it's getting worse. So I'm gonna ask that you would, keep me updated on the status of what they're planning to do
Okay.
to get those things corrected.
Okay.
And
Sure.
where we are with implementing what we need to implement to make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to do.
Yes, ma'am. Sure will.
Thank you.
Are you finished, all the lady?
I am, thank you.
Just for your information, you were not at the last meeting. The mayor put together a coalition to the Canton Garden Apartments over there, in which he appointed Alderman Fred Esco. In your absence, I asked, since it was your ward, that you be brought into the fray of this. So that's why I went ahead, because I knew, based on your question just then, that I already requested that you be in the loop, as you stated, about what's going on over there in Canton Garden Apartments.
Thank you.
And it is documented in the minutes.
Thank you.
All right. Chief?
I had got with Ms. Banks on, see can we get to the board and just revive the ordinance that we have to have these apartments to put cameras up, because when we go over and if something happens in these apartments, you know, we don't know, when they say they got people hanging out that don't stay over there, we never know, they won't put no cameras up. And when we try to ask them to go ahead and put cameras up, they'll say, well, you know, the owner ain't gonna do it. Now, we let gentlemen that came here from Texas that bought the old school years ago, this apartments now, this board asked him about putting cameras up. And he stood here and said he wasn't gonna put no cameras up because it was right across from the police department. I don't know if y'all remember that.
Who was that again?
The gentleman that bought the apartments right across the street,
The old high school?
the old high school. And we don't got calls over there. One time they had someone shoot up in the place, to someone that stayed there. But, you know, I don't think these boards, these apartments should be operating without cameras, because they help us out a lot when they do have cameras. And we're still asking people to put up cameras, and the city hadn't done it itself. I put some around the city. We need some around the city as well. People going in and out of the city, driving up and down these streets and all, you know, we need some cameras so we can see some of that stuff. And it can be operated right. All the footage can go right to the police department, where these dispatchers can look at it, and investigators, they can look at it, some officers, they can look at it also. And we can be able to pinpoint some of these crimes that's taking place. Until we do that, you know, we're understaffed, everybody's understaffed. But we're asking the county to help them come in and do this and do that, but I just think we need a third eye to put out there, because Lovesac just put up cameras right on Strickland Extension, right from Germantown School, drive down the street there, they got 2 cameras up right there, 2 flock cameras. So,
Do you know the sources they use, where they get the cameras from?
Like, when you know what company they use?
they use flock camera, flock,
Yeah, that's the name now.
flock camera, yeah, that's what gonna happen out where Les Penn stayed, all of them did. They got flock cameras up in the, country club area. They got them up all the
They had a
time.
lot of break-ins out there.
Yeah, and we had folks going in.
Well, that couple, so we put cameras up.
Yeah, they got
Oh,
cameras.
really?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
got them
everyone had to pay to.
to maintain them,
Yeah.
but they got them as soon as you turn in on 43. And they got them in certain areas that you can't go in and out of a country club without passing out cameras. Coming out,
Yeah.
or going in.
This past Tuesday, Alderman Wells and I attended the assessment. Were you ready to make for this? While I got it on my mind. I'm just hyped. I love my job and I love you all. So, Alderman Wells and I went to the Central Mississippi Planning District, meeting on Tuesday. And I just happened to bump into the mayor from Harrisburg. He's given me an open door invitation to talk about, the success they're having with cameras in that area, and also the institution of higher learning, with all the things that go on in its college campuses. So as soon as we can, fit the time in to talk, I'll bring it back. And, if it's at an appropriate time, I'd love for you to be in on the conversation. Also, Attorney Banks, if we can all get together and, just talk. Yeah, he seems to be very friendly to citizens of Canton because he's so hyped up about his fire chief. So that can give us a leeway into whatever it is that we need to do. Just thought I'd let you know that.
All right.
Thank you so kindly.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Chief, when you introduced this idea to us in the past, didn't you have a group that was attached to this?
I think we had Fuchsia attached to it, but they didn't,
We're not using them.
yeah, we're not using them, they didn't do what they supposed to.
I thought that, but I know they had a plan. Did they give us some kind of proposal or some kind of?
Well, their plan was to have the business to buy in,
Yeah.
to buy into this,
System that they
they're gonna put in different places, and we'll be able to see it at the, police department. You know, but that didn't work out. That didn't work out at all.
I thought that was the case, but if so, like Alderman Taylor was speaking about, other places, if you just identify some kind of camera system that aids police departments, you may be able to find some monies out there, grant-wise or something along that line, and just identify a system that you can utilize that helps aid officers and police departments, and bring that to us. And also with Mr. P, is this something that we can create an ordinance towards and develop an ordinance for? So we may need to go down that route and go down with creating an ordinance to enforce this and have something to stand on when we go to these businesses to make sure that this is something that, you know, we want in our community, because it is a great assistance when it comes to fighting crime. And we know that because if you go to a place and they will run your cameras back, that helps you solve the majority of your crimes that's being committed. So I don't understand why a business that has property damage like it has and issues like it has wouldn't want to invest in something that can protect their investment. Yeah, that's crazy to me. But
And that's what I wanted to, and I believe it would help Mr. Banks. If we adopted an ordinance that named these parks and these rental properties as a business and not just a park, then the camera ordinance for businesses would imply, and of course, Mr. Banks would have to change the wording up on it, because I ain't no attorney, but that would just make it easier, a stepping stone. And that's what the planning guy, they done in Gulfport when I was down there. I was talking to them. They first adopted these into a business, made them get the privilege license. Then they adopted the camera ordinance for all businesses.
Well, I was just gonna ask, if this something we could put to the, front burner and maybe take a look at what these other places have put in place, kind of adopt it, what best fits us and modify it for us.
That's what we kind of been doing, but
Yeah.
we just wanna make sure we dot our i's and cross our t's. I talked to you about this a couple weeks ago, and we talked about Hattiesburg, and we just talked about Oxford. So we just kind of see everything they're doing, and we bring something back.
Okay.
And I already started the draft, so.
And Chief, if you could, just identify what type of camera system or
That they would need.
that would be great for you all to have, we start a command center or something?
You talking about apartment complexes or for just?
For the police department, because he said that he needs it in certain areas or entryway areas or have, CCTV somewhere that they can tap into that's solely for the police department. And if it's something that's out there that they, I'm pretty sure it's something out there technology wise that they have for the police department. And if we can try to probably, get with is Ms. Johnson capable of writing grants in this capacity?
I'll check with her.
Yeah, no.
On the fire side, but I'll check to see what the camera side.
Okay, just anything for safety and emergency purposes, it could probably fall under that category where she can probably find something that we can probably get, if not, we still wanna get it done, but just to see if there's any monies out there available to help aid us in getting it done quicker. But like I said, let's put this to the forefront and try to get this done quickly, because it is something we definitely should be using and need.
Well, it's been on the burner, just I hadn't taken it to Mr. Banks, like I was supposed to.
Gotcha.
That's,
We all come back together on the same day.
yeah, I mean, it has been a madhouse in my office the last.
Can we do that and have something probably by the next meeting?
Yeah.
And just not nothing concrete, but just an idea of what we're trying to do and where we're going.
I mean, hopefully since we already started, we have some concrete.
Concrete,
Yeah, I mean,
Okay, well, just by the next meeting, maybe we could have something to look at and try to start.
Anything else?
That's all.
All right, all in favor?
Two things real quick. Chief Brown.
Before you get started, I think you should start limiting the arguments to only. Just keep going. He get 4 or 5 turns, we got to start limiting the turns and speed. Maybe we can shorten some of these meetings. No, I'm just kidding.
Boy, that really hurt my feelings. I'm not gonna ask my question.
I just have to-
Like this, right? But, two things. Chief Brown did allude to the fact that Houston did talk about a command center.
Yes.
So that was on the table. It never came into fruition. So, if we're gonna do these things, let's speak them into existence so they can become, part of the process of what we're trying to do. And I know you said that you can't hold departments and say what they're doing, but anytime they receive a complaint in the form of a about to be lawsuit, you see DBA on that form, doing business as. So that's the rules, and we can utilize it from there. And I will not say anything else.
Okay, all blunt.
Oh, yes, I talked to a guy named Frederick, Wilson, up down Lexington. They got to do a security camera there for the police that come around. I did get a number, I sent it to you.
We already talked with
Wilson.
Wilson.
Oh, okay.
She was already with.
That's how you remember the future.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Frederick Wilson.
Yeah, I remember that name.
Yeah, you're right now. Oh, you're right now. Okay. I think Lexington, they about to go wrong.
Who is Lexington? Yeah, we talked with them, they came to us first.
Yeah.
We talked to them, they just, did, I think it's the city of Edwards over there.
Okay.
They go to small towns and trying to grab.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm telling you, we will get by. I talked to the lady with the flock cameras. They put the cameras up, it's a solar panel camera.
Yeah.
And,
It's one right there, on 43 at the entryway of that, neighborhood. As soon as you go in.
that's good.
That's what I'm saying. You can't go in
Any
any direction into that neighborhood from 43 all the way to
16.
Yeah.
It's a small camera, but it is.
It pick up
Oh, yeah.
It's as soon as you turn it left,
Yeah,
they got you.
yeah.
All somebody have to do is say, can we check a red car and turn it to, or either say a red car was in the country club area. So you put it in on an investigation, and it'll show every red car that came through, everyone, everything is red. And all we have to do is just pick it out.
Is there some other, law enforcement agency?
They got it.
Okay, I just, yeah, whatever.
They got it. They get it for neighborhoods, other law enforcement agencies, like I say, Lovesac just put one on Strickland Extension that's going down past Johnstown. They got it there, the county has used, they gonna put one right here at 16, I'm sorry. Soldier Collin and 22.
Okay.
That's what I talked with them last, I was trying to get them, I talked to Mr. Banks, they'll try to get one at King Ranch and 22, right where we're ready right there.
Yeah.
Something happen on King Ranch, they come out here and get 22, we'll get them right there at the red.
Just main entryways, you looking for those kids?
That's all.
Well, just look into the pricing of it, and just identify the areas you would like to see them put up, and just get them the pricing on, yeah. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Y'all good with that?
I don't think we have any further need for.
Anything on 128 Limpet?
No. But the variance he did,
No, it did not. Who was it told us? Oh, the mayor's office told me it was going to get cut.
I'm the one told there, I went by, they was cutting along the road.
Yes.
And I said, well, I didn't cut the grass, well, I didn't come back out there, well, I went over there last week, and wasn't nothing cutting in the yard.
Right,
I see y'all tomorrow.
The house on, Fourth Street, that had got burnt a couple months ago. On Fourth Street. West Fourth. The house got burnt, the abandoned house.
Yeah.
I got in contact with him about it. I don't know.
We're trying to,
Okay.
but I'll tell you the situation you have. I can hold their feet to the fire. The first thing you're gonna tell me is that Shackler house been up here for 3 years. And we ain't done nothing, didn't do anything about it. And then we got another house almost next door, it's the same way.
So we gotta do something about it?
You have to do something about it.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have to start with the Shackler house.
Yeah.
you don't want to, but you gotta have to.
It's a historical district, it's on the register, you can't hardly touch it. Take that to Congress. But we got to do, and Sammy is working on that.
Okay.
All right, I'll see y'all
All
tomorrow.
right, thank you. Thank you. Okay.
We're not ready.
Okay, we have item 13.
We didn't vote on that.
No, we didn't. That's what brought up the whole other conversation sprung from item 13.
You got a motion in a second, you vote.
Okay,
Alderman Brown, motion, and Alderman Taylor, second. Somebody-
okay, motion by Alderman Brown, second by Alderman Taylor to approve item 13. All in favor of the motion?
Brown eye.
12,
Tim Taylor.
10,
Alderman Gibson?
Yes, ma'am.
Motion passes and it's unanimous. I need a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Mayor Pro Tem, if you would allow the clerk to read the consent agenda in its entirety, I didn't bring my third set by.
Okay, all right.
Item 14 on the consent agenda. Consent to approve renewing the RICO lease agreement in the amount of $204.65 per month for 48 months for the RICO copier located in court services. Consent to approve leasing a RICO item C530FB all-in-one printer, copier printer, fax scanner for the city clerk's office and the human resource payroll office in the amount of $313.60 for 48 months. Consent to pay general obligation to Regions Corporate Trust in the amount of $166,076. Consent to pay general obligation, Fund Series 2016 to First National Bank in Clarksdale in the amount of $460,387.50. Approval for Bill Gary to attend the 2024 Waste Con Squanah Executive Leadership Summit in Dallas, Texas on October 21st through October 24th, 2024, pursuant to the City of Canton's travel policy and the Mississippi State law. Approval for Alan Davis to travel to the 2024 NRPA Conference in Atlanta, Georgia on October 8th through October 10th, 2024, pursuant to the City of Canton's travel policy and Mississippi State law. And approved transferring $31,597.69 from general funds to sinking funds.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Anderson. Is there any other questions or is there a motion? Is there anything?
Yeah, the person that has a question.
Okay, go ahead, Alderman.
For the, let me go back to the numbers, for the, Mr. Gary and Mr. Davis, are those included in,
The question is, was it included in that, y'all budget? The travel, to attend the Swans meeting, and then Mr. Davis, what Mr. Davis? Oh, I say that, okay.
Yes, sir.
So come up front.
Yes.
It's included in like that budget.
Okay. Did you hear, Mr. Garrett, Alderwoman Gill?
I heard Mr. Gary, what about Mr. Davis?
Yes, for travel, yes, I put in my budget every year to try to attend conference and my staff.
Are there any further questions for them?
Yeah, I got one question. What is the conference that Mr. Garrett is attending, Swan? What is it, what's the acronym?
Solid Waste Authority of North America.
And what is different about this conference than the one that's going on in Natchez?
The time, our time is separated. Kevin's going to attend the one in Mississippi to get his CEUs, and I'll attend the one in Texas to get my CEUs. Okay.
And in your conference, Mr. Davis, what's the name of it again?
National Parks and Recreation Conference, that's one of the biggest conferences, go out, learn new things and just take these, for the Parks and Recreation Department.
This is not around the same time that Alcorn's playing somebody over in Atlanta.
I don't know.
It's a joke, Mr. Davis, you can smile about it. Okay.
I wouldn't use the city time, on something like that, I probably wouldn't even go. Alcorn way more partner during the city time.
Thank you all. Do you have anything else, Alderman?
I don't.
Taylor?
I don't say a word.
What is it about old business?
Let's go to old business, you want old business?
No.
Got too much other stuff.
It's corn season now,
Okay, all right.
Hear me out. Enjoy it.
Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Mayor Pro Tem, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the consent agenda in its entirety.
Motion by Alderman Taylor. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Alderman Wells, that we approve the consent agenda in its entirety. All in favor of the motion?
Tim Taylor,
Blind eye. Wells eye.
Yeah,
Alderwoman Gill?
Give that.
The motion passes and it's unanimous. I need a motion to go into executive session.
Mayor Pro Tem, I'd like to make the motion that we go into the executive session.
Motion by Alderman Taylor,
Second.
second by Alderman Blunt, that we, was it Wells?
well.
Alderman Wells, that we go into executive session. Is there any questions? All in favor of the motion?
Yeah.
The motion passes. All in favor?
Did we not?
You voted?
I did, yeah.
Okay, it's unanimous. And, it passes. 39 in the next section.